when your children first, started getting eczema, you took them to medical doctor, dermatologist, or whatever. What kind of solutions, or medicines did they offer you?
They gave us 2 separate steroid prescriptions, and I held on to them. A lot of my clients come to me after having tried steroids, and either they didn't work or they just don't want to be on them forever. But that's really the option, and like you could go to the dermatologist and they'll say the same thing, and that's it. Like, it's just really suppress and kill. Like, that's what the bleach bath is for the staph on the skin, because people with eczema does have more staph on their skin, and that's really the only options in the allopathic world. And like I said, I just knew that wasn't going to work for us. I knew that it's just kicking the can down the road. It's not healing anything. You're not addressing the root cause at all. You're band-aiding the solution, and in the end, my clients that come to me with TSW, like those symptoms are tenfold more intense, the eczema symptoms, because you've been suppressing those receptors and the detox. Because like what's happening with eczema is like the things they're detoxing through the skin, because you have to detox, right, from all the exposures and all the things, but they're not going through the normal channels, and that's like the part that's broken, and that's what you're seeing in those red rashes.
So did you use any of the steroids at all on your children, or did you just say no right from the beginning?
I kept them. I kept those sheets of paper because we were in a bad way, but I didn't cash them in. So I just didn't. I don't know. I really knew. I think it was because I had stopped taking birth control in my 20s, just because I wanted to be pharmaceutical free and I wanted to be healthier. And then from that, and I know you dealt with this, like then I got adult acne, and that was horrible, and it had never been an issue for me before, but it was totally from taking these drugs and then stopping those drugs. And then I was presented with a new problem, and the solution for that was more drugs, like in the forms of creams and antibiotics. And so I had already been down that path, and I think that's what fueled my resolve for like, I know this isn't going to work.
Yeah, you mentioned TSW, so that's topical steroid withdrawal, right? So again, for people listening, the most common medicine or treatment given for eczema is a topical steroid cream, sometimes oral as well, right? Sometimes. I mean, I had eczema for about 18 months, around the age of 19, 20. And I remember I was given something called Betnovate, which was a topical steroid. But I was also given this kind of creamy stuff, but it was made from petroleum. So how could that possibly be a good idea? And so like I would rub this stuff on my skin, and my skin would just be like sticky and greasy and horrible. And luckily for me, my eczema just went away. I don't really know why it went away, but it did. But what's also quite interesting, just a couple of days ago, I watched a movie called Preventable. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay, so Preventable is basically like a docu-movie about topical steroid withdrawal. It's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. So it's a very interesting watch, but it's a hard watch as well. It's very difficult to watch. It's very upsetting. It's very emotional. And it's really sad that, that is still the treatment that's offered straight off the bat, when we know what the results are of it. And a lot of people with TSW are gaslit by their medical professionals to say, well, no, that's got, your condition's got nothing to do with topical steroid withdrawal. And they say, well, what's the solution? And they're like, well, more steroids. So what?
Yes. and round we go. I know. I kind of shield myself from those type of documentaries because I've done the research and I know. And I like you said, it's a hard watch. I'm sure. Like it just be, I like can't. My mama heart is already just overloaded. And when I really go down that path, and when I was doing all the research, it's just very anxiety provoking, and it does feel like, oh my goodness, every single thing that I've ever done is wrong, and there's no way out of this hole. And that's why I have created what I did. It's just like, okay, here are the things that you can do. Here's the things you can stop doing right now, today, no matter where you live, step by step by step. And you start where you are. There's no other option. So if you had already done steroids on your kid, then okay, that's okay. Just now we know better. Now we do better. If you're slathering with the Aquaphor, and that's like the go-to solution too, and that's just over the counter, and that's a petroleum-based product, like, okay, there's other solutions. Start now.